up OneNote. Whoopsie daisy. I'm getting echo from Sad Mama. Anyways. So you spend time with the flute that the dragon gave. Okay, let me see. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Flute, 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 flute. Oh, I don't have that flute written down. Daggone. Okay.
I can wait.
It's a flute. It is a flute of wish. We get one for you cast a wish.
No.
One per day.
Okay. Give me. I will write you in Discord what that flute is all about.
Okay.
I apologize for not having that for you.
How dare you?
Anyways, so yeah. As you guys are eating, he kind of tries and figures out who each of you are. You say that you came from Faerun, where exactly, things like that. What's Faerun like? So on and so forth. Wait, you okay?
Yeah.
You got a blocked airway passage? Or...
You're
Oh.
whistling a little bit.
Yeah, your nose, either your nose or your mouth is whistling.
Don't know what to tell you.
Okay. No, that's fine. Anyways. And eventually, as you all find your way to rest, you said, Sasha, that you were gonna take first punch?
She did.
Alright, fantastic. Okay. So, go ahead and roll me a perception check. It's going to be at advantage because Garen number 2 stays up.
You said investigation?
Yeah.
Garen number 2, isn't he? He's skeleton, so he doesn't need
He's
to
undead,
sleep,
he
right?
doesn't sleep.
Yeah.
So he's just up. Okay. So 17. With advantage, it would still end up being 17. Okay.
Is she on the porch? Where are you? Are you on the porch?
Yeah, I'm assuming
Sasha?
that she would do her watch on the porch. So as you're on the porch, he's kind of just... on the far side of the porch that leads more towards the road, away from the house, he has one of those swinging benches, that sit on porches with the chains, and it's like a very worn and warped white that he just lightly rocks in as the watch goes by. Nothing major happens during your watch. But as he's kind of sitting there, he says, "So, you are from the Feywild or Faerun yourself?"
I'm actually from Faerun, but I'm half Fey. I guess my mom is from the Feywild.
And have you been to the Feywild?
When I was little, for a while, but I don't really remember it.
I went to the endless forest of Ugash 3,000 years ago.
That's a long time ago.
It's when I was still flesh.
Do you miss things? I mean, what were you? I mean,
I was a human. Not of the general normal human, as you would call it. I was a sub-race of human. We were known as the Talenter. So we lived longer than most humans. We all had fangs. We resided...
You're a vampire.
No, we weren't vampiric. We required no sustenance of blood, things like that. It's just we had grown fangs from some sort of evolution over the decades. We primarily existed like our empire, our undead empire, exists shattered currently in the Underdark. But we would come to the surface from time to time. So, where most humans only lived for maybe 100 years, we'd live for about 800.
Wow.
Very heavily magical. We had an affinity for magic. In fact, most of us died when the Golden City died. Many of our connections were severed to magic, and it caused a magical feedback loop in those who were still alive. The glands within our brain enhanced our magical abilities. And when the ley lines were destroyed, many of the people who were still alive reported that they would receive horrible racking pain in the back of their skulls before their hearts would stop and they'd die of heart attack.
That's awful.
Some 2 million died that day.
You know, I know it doesn't have anything personally to do with me, but I know that the people from my planet caused it, even though they didn't mean to.
Caused what?
The ley lines exploding. Even though they didn't mean to.
How did
Some idiot,
people from your planet cause it?
according to the technology, some idiot, they were pulling energy from the ley lines, like magical energy from it, and I guess to get, I don't know, to make themselves more powerful, or I don't know why they were doing it. It's something called fracking.
Revision. That wasn't your people.
Yeah, that was the people from
Yeah, that was
here.
the people from here. They were fucking with the ley lines as a general power source.
Okay. Oh, well...
Now, not to get power, but just like as to run the lights, to power the weapons, to power their cars, you know.
Apparently my people came and they built the city, and your people were here, and your people were using like the magical ley lines like the people in the Tenu do. You know, they were using it for like power to turn on their lights and their electricity and all their technological crap. And by digging into the ley lines, instead of using it as magic, they were using it as electricity. So they messed up, and in their fervor to get their energy to run their lives, they blew themselves up, which destroyed the lines, which killed them and a lot of other people. And it messed up the magic for your whole region. And I don't know if it's the whole planet or part of the planet, but
Sure.
messed up the... Yeah, it... And you know, after I learned about that through this, this thing is called a cell phone, but it doesn't work out here because there's no signal here. There's like a signal in Tenu City, but I learned about it on their fancy technology, and we went to a museum, and it had pictures and told us all about how these people thought, you know, they thought that this was the best way to get the energy, and they ended up destroying themselves. And I felt so bad, you know. I just wish I knew the magic that would be required to fix the lines. And that's what I've kind of been thinking about for a while now. Just kind of wishing I knew the magic to fix the lines. I mean, apparently there's something wrong with the people in your world, and a lot of you don't have magic anymore. But that doesn't have anything to do with the people from my world. Apparently, it doesn't affect us the same way, even though we're here. So, I've been praying a lot, you know, and I figure if I can find a patron, you know, a god that will like me back, maybe I can eventually learn the magic that needs to be done to heal your world. Because now this is my world too, and I don't like the idea of, like, when everybody dies here, their spirits, like, just trapped. And it's making people miserable. And the trapped spirits are, I mean, they get evil and they're mean and they like to hurt people, and it's a bad cycle. And I'd like to be the one that fixes it. Not that I would be, not that I'm special or anything, but I just thought somebody ought to. And why not me? That's all I was thinking, really. Okay, I'm shutting up now.
Okay.
That's funny. Is that what the skeleton says?
Yep.
Okay. That's so funny.
All right. Eventually, your watch ends, and it's time for whoever wants to take second watch.
Not I, said Garen.
Snoring Garen.
Number 2, 1.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Garen's fast asleep. A lot of work eating that soup.
Make your way out to the porch. And sit down. Watches Garen, number 2, Garen. Kind of gives you a nod. Waits for the snores of Sasha before saying she's a opinionated, interesting individual.
Yeah, she is. She's got a lot to say.
A little naive.
Kind of part of her charm. So do you like living out here in the forest?
Do I enjoy the peace and quiet of the forest? To me and my adopted daughter, over the hustle and bustle of commanding hordes of undead and endless battles? Yes.
Probably.
Yes, I very much do. It reminds me of when I was very, very, very young, and my parents had me work on their farm. Well, of course, when I had flesh, but it reminds me of good times.
That's good. I'm glad you found some peace in your second life.
Don't get me wrong. I've enjoyed my time under my creator and all, but certain beauty in finding peace again after it all, because bloodshed just gets boring after a while. Tell me, how long have you been on your path, as it were? Being an adventurer.
Actually, as long as I can remember, I came from a family that was very much non-adventurous. And I spent a lot of my childhood running away. Not for good, but to go on adventures. And my family eventually just sort of let me do it. Let me go out in the world with the promise that one day when I grew up, and got that all out of my system, I would come back and serve the family. I was in line to take my mother's place as basically leader of the family and our empire, if you will. Not so grand as that. But then our home was destroyed and we came here. And I think I'm off the hook for that one. So now I'm just exploring this new world and mostly enjoying it.
That's nice. I had made a promise to my family when I was younger that when I joined the military initially, I promised that one day, if I survived through whatever campaigns I would go through, then I would come back to home and take up the responsibility of our farm.
Mm-hmm.
I promised that I would use the wealth that I had earned on campaigns to expand our land and help to bring our family from rags to riches, as it were. To an extent I did, but by that time, when I returned home, my family had passed, and I came home to an empty farm.
Oh, that's awful.
It is, but it was nice to go back and to, in some way, fulfill the promise that I had made.
Hmm.
And I would have stayed doing nothing but tending to the farm and expanding our lands for as long as my mortal shell had lasted, if my empire hadn't been racked by so many wars and so many people died. It's the thing about being young and joining a very national-focused ideological military. They instill within you a need for service in times of stress. So every time that I would return home after some skirmish or battle, I would say that was it. Now it's time for me to take this hoe and make a new crop. I'd get a harvest, maybe two done. And then some new threat would come along the way. The Illithid would rise from the depths, kidnap an outlying settlement's civilians. And the call would be made. Stand up for your fellow people. We want them back. And if we can't get them back, we want revenge for their families. So I did. I stood up. Joined again. Re-enlisted. Time and time and time again. And then I died. Under my creator's flag. Nalshar. And I was brought back. Wasn't easy coming back either. I spent hundreds of years trying to find a way to kill myself again. To go back to the peace. To stop fighting. But, and he goes under his shirt and he pulls out the pendant that you collected from the other ones. It's of a different make though. It still has the white skull with fangs, but instead of a crown, this pendant instead has what looks like almost the northern star above it. The magic kept bringing me back. take off the pendant. You can die far away from it, but it finds its way back to you. Brings you back. Again and again. So I gave up on trying to die with peace. Kept fighting. And then one day, my creator died. Our armies went into chaos. The civil wars were fought amongst the legions, and the 6 legions were the last to remain. And then the Lost Legion betrayed us, and there were 5. Now, the Lost roam, and I am finally at peace. In the woods, with a small human girl who won't live past the age of 67.
It sounds like you've had enough adventure for several lifetimes. The curse of immortality. I'm glad you found some peace here with your daughter for what time you have with her.
So am I. So am I. I hope that when she passes, she will have led a full life, maybe found love, and I can simply act as a guardian for her future generations. That's what I want. That's all I want at this point. So I would say never trust a necromancer. As your commander.
I probably could have told you that.
Tell me, do you have many necromancers that you know? In your previously in Faerun that came over with all of you?
I didn't necessarily run in those circles. So we had necromancers. I don't know how many, if any, came with us. It wasn't everybody.
It's just I was thinking back to our conversation at the dinner table, and I thought if someone from Faerun who had the gift of the arts got their hands on a shard, maybe they could take over the Legion. Whether someone controls it now, or maybe if you could find one that you feel is decent enough and trustworthy enough, they could take it later once you find it.
Yeah, I mean, I can keep that in mind.
Go ahead and give me your investigation check. Wow. Okay.
I'm rolling hot tonight.
Yeah. Off in the distance, you do see a small pair of beady orange eyes in the branch of a tree that looks at you. It's maybe about 100 feet from you. It just waves before dashing back into the trees.
Raku?
You know the squirrel devil.
Is he a devil?
Well, I call him that. He's one of quite a lot of mischief.
Yes. We met him when we set out for our first adventure to discover what happened to the Golden City. He guided us for a ways and then just kind of ran off.
Yeah.
I don't blame him, though. We thought we were about to die.
Not dependable in a fight, definitely. Well, be cautious with him in the future if you do run into him again. And he won't harm you. It's just he's not exactly the most guileless, so he might try and steal a few things.
Yeah, I kind of got that impression from him.
And other than a bit of small conversation here and there past that, your watch goes by. It's not eventful.
Okay. All right, I will wake up whoever's going to take third watch. I don't remember if anybody said they were. Or who.
Will, Dash.
Dash will
Okay.
go outside with Nash and sit a little far away from Skeleton Man.
Okay. It's just at this point, it's very, very late into the night, so he's gone into the house and he's gotten a lute. He's kind of just softly playing his lute while rocking in the swing. Go ahead and give me your investigation check.
Investigation. I'm awful at that. I'm better at perceiving threats.
Okay. So, I call you Dash. Have you had the pleasure of meeting your kind?
Some we in desert, part of big merchant caravan.
Most that I have met of your kind reside northwest of the dwarves.
No, good to know, suppose. Kind of scritching Nash behind the ears. Imagine he just kind of laid down next to me.
Other than that, he does not engage.
Dash has no desire to engage with Skelly Man.
Yep. So, eventually your watch goes by, and the dawn comes, and it's time for breakfast.
Somebody say breakfast.
There's Garen.
I'm hungry.
I provide more rations.
Okay. So you go ahead and provide a few more rations to add on to what they prepare. And you guys have a full breakfast. And
Don't we have enough venison?
he has an entire barrel of cured venison. He's only taken out a few slices of cured venison from it. So if you want venison for breakfast, he's willing to make some as well.
Yes, eggs and venison.
Okay. So he makes eggs and venison bacon, along with whatever else you bring from the rations. And as all of you are eating, he kind of just moves his arms in a motion like he's trying to stretch, or like he's imitating stretching. Well, I hope each of you had a pleasant night. I, for one, will be getting back to scrounging up a few more resources to get the house back in order and doing the morning hunting. So, enjoy your breakfasts. And kind of gives a light nod and bow and heads out the front door.
I'm gonna go help him hunt.
Okay.
Go with me.
Is Dash going?
I mean, Dash wanted to just stay the one night and then get back going.
Indeed, indeed. Where are you going, Sarah? Sasha? Sorry.
Well, this is the Day of the Dead. Didn't we say we were going to?
We did. We helped him last night. Now it's time to go.
Okay, I'm confused because
Mm-hmm.
we stayed last night,
Correct.
and you said today was the Day of the
Day of the
Dead, the day that we should, Day of the Spirit, the day that we should not be out, because all of the spirits from the city are going to be roaming everywhere today.
I didn't say you shouldn't be out. I said spirits were in a higher number out there.
And I thought we all agreed to stay away from the spirits for the
We all
day.
agreed to spend the night to recover after the skeleton ambush.
Okay, so did I miss something?
Yeah, we didn't decide that we were gonna stay here another day and escape the undead. We just said, "Oh, okay." So he said that
Okay, so what are we going to do? Are we going to...
we're leaving off
Okay.
to a quest of Desh.
Okay, I guess we're going to foolishly go out into the undead day. Okay.
If you want to stay here, you stay here. I know where I go, and I go.
You catch up in day, do? Maybe you have to ride a long, hard day.
Well, you know, I'm not going to do that. I'm not just going to leave. Even though
You
I may
mean-
not think
Gonna
it's
just
a
stay.
good idea.
Then let us be off.
Okay, well, thank you so much for your hospitality. I thought we were going to
Mr.
be
Skeleton
staying,
Man.
but hopefully we will see you on our way back.
Very well. You know what to say, and the little girl kind of, bye!
Bye.
Oh, little girl. Did we ever get her name?
Oh, you did. Let me get her full name for you guys. Full name.
How about Irene? I like Irene.
Nope, it's Sophia Goldenhall.
Sophia, you're breaking my heart. You're breaking my heart 'cause we're leaving. Goodbye, Sophia. Goodbye, Sophia.
Goodbye. Be safe.
You
Watch
be
for
good.
The Thrashers.
The Flashers?
The Thrashers.
I hope they don't.
The
Oh,
Thrashers.
Thrashers. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I would say
The big
Flashers.
spirits with the tentacles.
Yeah. Okay, we'll watch
Bye.
for them too. Bye.
And you watch as she goes about and she starts doing daily chores. She goes to the well and starts putting a bucket down it as you guys saddle up.
And I'm grumbling behind everybody, going,
You
yeah,
can go back and work if you want, grumbling person. You.
yeah. Well, let's not get caught by thrashers.
We must be on the road. I hope Dash.
Yes, with the
On
thrashers.
the road again.
As said, if it's too much trouble and you scared of what out here, you did not have to come.
Indeed. Don't be scared. We will protect you.
So much protection, feeling the love. I'm telling you.
You got the mind ring. You can still have one of these spells if you want now. Maybe you're feeling
No.
better.
No, that's all right.
Spells work, you know. You could throw them and say, "Yeah, haha, counter spell. You cannot hit me, haha."
It's okay.
Yep. Okay. I just, let you know, I'm very, very, very good at this. Staying alive.
They should make a song out of it.
Indeed, I have one. Staying alive, staying alive. Ha, ha, ha. That's what I said in my head. Oh, those little mean guys, like I did last time. I was singing that song.
Well, apparently it worked. Maybe
It
I
did.
should
It did.
use
It did. Yes. Yes. Yes.
All right. So you guys head out, and I'm gonna need from you a direction of which way you're gonna go. You want to take the mountains? You want to go directly through the swamps, or do you want to go towards the shores?
I think he told us to go like away
To the
from
mountains.
the swamps. So we
To the
have to go
mountains.
like. No, we're not going to the mountains. 'Cause
Yeah,
there's a
that's
big
the only
giant.
way we can get around the swamp.
No, it's
Either go to the mist
No,
or the
no.
mountain.
No, that's incorrect. The mountains are. Yeah. No.
So you have the mountains to your east. You can try and go around the swamp that way. You
Yeah,
have
me.
the beach to the west. You can try and travel along the beach.
So we were both thinking right. Yes. Go
Or you can
around the
go,
swamp to go to the
through
mountains.
swamp, yeah. Those are your choices to go north.
So that is correct, guys. Is that where we want to go? Around the swamp to go to the mountains?
I think the mountains would be a good idea. There's a settlement there. Maybe we can ask them
Yes.
some
the
more
humans.
questions, find out some things about the area.
Yes, you concur?
I think we have an exact location for these cities, right? We just have a general, it's this way.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, everyone will votes for the mountains, and the mountains is still going to let us keep going north. That should be fine with that.
Okay. So go ahead and give me your survival check. It'll be at advantage because you're using the road.
With bardic inspiration.
Okay.
You want to burn one of those already?
Use them if you got them.
Don't want to accidentally end up in the swamp.
18 plus a d6.
18's good. Not by itself, but
23.
Okay. So you guys start heading towards the mountains, hopefully making your way towards the village of humans that is up there in order to bypass the swamp. And after several hours of travel, eventually the temperature starts to lower back down again the closer and closer you get to the mountains. And just as you get to the foot of the mountains in this day, about maybe a good 3 hours from darkness, we are going to take our break as you guys come to
Alright.
the foots of the mountains. So we will be right back. Thank you all so much for coming out, and we will see you soon. BRB.
okay, yay.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Black Waves. Excuse the gray roll 20 screen. Also, I'm getting some feedback from the shopper bombers. I can hear myself. Anyways, so we have a bit of traveling to do. You guys have just arrived at the base of the mountains to the northeast. And you're not at the village yet, but you do see there's still a bit of a winding roadway lined with trees that heads up into the mountains. And you're maybe about, at this point, 3 hours from night.
All right. Do we have a judge of distance, whether or not we'll make it to this village before 3 hours pass?
You don't actually know where the village is exactly. You just know it's along this route.
What can we view from our current position? Do we see the swamp, the mountains, that kind of thing?
Right now you're at the foot of the mountain, so you can see the forest mostly behind you, and you do see that maybe about another 5 miles, if you had continued north, about another 5 miles is when the forest, the trees begin to change quite a bit, and it looks more and more like it becomes a swamp environment. A lot more moss-covered trees in the distance in that direction. If you continue up this road that you're going, eventually the trees will stop, and it looks like you'll just be taking a dirt road along a very rocky path that goes into the mountains a bit. At least the road disappears over the first peak. The mountains here are not covered in snow. It is a bit colder than it was where you were earlier today. So it's maybe I describe it as starting to get cool, but still fairly in the warm sort of area. You can't really see anything but forest if you look straight back to try and see the beach from where you are. It's too far from your current position. And if you look back in the direction of where your city is, you can just barely make out, way off in the distance, a very, very blurry sort of outline of some walls, some stone walls.
All right.
Well, I guess we should go for at least 2 more hours, and the last hour before it gets to be almost towards dark, find a camping spot.
Yeah, it's getting close to evening, 6 p.m., I think. You said 5 hours, right, to travel where we are now? We left in the morning, that's right.
You left
So
in the
it could be
morning.
afternoon.
It's been a full day, and there's about 3 hours left before it's dark again.
Oh, okay, a full day, okay.
So that's why I said let's travel for about 2 more hours, and then just before it gets dark, we'll go ahead and find a camping.
Set up camp.
Sounds good.
All right.
Okay. So you continue traveling along the road, and eventually, you come across a scene.
Oh, my character, Garen, does want to ask any of you about if the old skeleton man, Garen number 2, has mentioned anything about those pendants, whether they were good or evil, if I could wear one or not.
Oh, I don't think you should. They've got necromancy on them.
How about you, Senna? I heard about that necromancy, but that's all we knew.
Yeah, I mean, the pendant is the symbol of the legion that they belong to. I'm not sure wearing the symbol of an undead legion is a great idea.
But they were alive before they were dead.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, but if you die with that pendant on, you might come back undead. Beholden to the Legion.
I wouldn't recommend. I mean, there's probably. I don't know. I wouldn't recommend wearing it. But if you want to wear one,
I do, because I believe that they were undead, alive when they first put it on, and then they turn dead. So it might just keep me alive.
Sure, it'll keep you
I don't know if I
alive,
make
but
sense in what
once
I'm
you
making sense
raise
on.
from the dead, you'll probably become one of their soldiers and have to go to their city.
That's all assumption. I will wear that pendant.
Okay, so you do put on the pendant, and as you were traveling, would you like to attune to that pendant?
I will attune.
Okay.
All right. It's now the zombie plague starts.
All right, you attune.
Get ready to kill me.
But as you
Yes, I allow you to kill me.
finish attuning to that pendant is when you arrive at a scene. I believe this is the correct map, so let's pop you on this map.
Same scene.
All right.
Okay, so you see two Dragonborn, just close to the end of the road, before the forest parts finally, and you come to the actual just dirt road and rockiness that goes into the mountains.
That's a token I've not seen in a long time.
Oh yeah, they both should
Are
be
they
tokens I
alive?
think you recognize.
Yeah, I recall definitely this guy, Mr. Special Star Dragon. But
Are
yeah,
they alive?
They are Dragonborn.
I will take out my sword.
They look alive.
okay. The first part of that question did not answer the question. They could be Dragonborns and dead.
It's true, but they look alive for all intents and purposes right now from where you are.
How far are they? Can we talk to them? I mean, within earshot?
They are within earshot. They are. Hold on one second. Oh,
All right, if that's the case, I'm taking aim at their ears.
they are from you. Let's see. Lucina in the front. They are 45 feet away. From you, Garen, they are 50.
And I'm in the back, so I don't know.
55.
Could I? No. I'll leave it to the people in front to talk.
What are they doing?
They're kind of just standing there, and they're staring at you guys, actually, right now.
They're just standing there, menacingly.
Are they blocking the road?
They are standing
Oh,
on it,
touching
yeah.
one.
All right, I'll walk ahead a little bit and hold up my hand up and say hi.
I yelled out, "Ho, section one."
What brings you this way, traveler?
Life.
Well, we're trying to get
Sorry.
past the swamp, so we were told to go around, and that's what we're doing.
What is your destination?
The mountains, sir.
Just the mountains?
No, a city in the mountains of humans. Are you against humans?
No.
Do you know the city of such city called whatever it's called?
Whatever it's
My
Tabal.
comrades know better. I was in food-wise mind.
Tabal.
Yes,
Tabal.
Tabal.
Yes.
Yes,
to
we
find
know
where
of
I wrote
Debal.
it
We
down.
come from Debal. What would you want with our city?
It is your city. Wonderful. We come to trade, to sing, to song, and to play.
Very well. Have you seen undead along the road?
We have fought them and we have beat them down to the ground, as my friends will say.
How far?
More than a day's worth.
Good to know. You may pass. And
Thank you, my fair sir.
You watch the one who didn't speak, the one with the white hair, kind of gives a rally signal, and
A natural man can't have hair and scales.
yes, you can. Yes, you can. And you
It's not
watch
natural.
as a number of individuals move within the trees and reveal themselves.
Uh-oh.
Oh joy! Ambush number 2.
So they reveal themselves.
Yeah, they reveal themselves and they start moving. Or
Hello. Hi, my dear fair lady. Oh, you're a man, sorry. Hello.
There goes our good.
My
Karma.
apologies. No offense there, my dear sir. Wonderful to wow, what a good group. Strong, very strong. Many bows, many arrows. Hey, I would like to trade with one of you. I need a spare bow and arrows. Would you mind trading with me?
Well, as they begin to gather up, and it looks like they're heading into a bit of a patrol sort of formation, they say, "We unfortunately do not have the supplies to trade with you, but you can do so in the town itself. If you
Say
want,
it
you
ain't
can
so.
follow
Wonderful.
us back."
We will. Thank you for the escort. I'm sorry, my comrades, for talking too much. I will allow my mouth to shut.
We're used to it.
So
Very.
they form up in a column, and they slowly start making their way on foot back up the road.
So are they escorting us, or are we
They are.
being circled? And is this friendly or not?
They are forming a column, and they are walking up the road in the direction of the mountains.
If we want to
they
tag
were
along with
already-
them, we can.
If they were going to attack us, they probably wouldn't have shown themselves first. They would have just shot
Indeed.
us and taken our stuff and thrown us off a cliff.
You see, that's how they just get us off our guard. Now, the second ambush up ahead's gonna.
And they're probably just protecting their city. I mean, I'll follow, obviously be aware, but
Okay. So you follow them as they're marching up the road. What about the rest of you?
I
My
quietly
mouth
follow.
is shut.
Okay. So, after about an hour and a half of following them up the trail, it's now dark. Eventually, you see, just as you're coming to the first of the smaller peaks of the non-snow-covered mountain, you can see snow-covered mountains starting to appear further off in the distance, but the first smaller peak, you begin to see, just be able to make out a bit of light around the edge of the peak. And as you follow them, maybe about another 15 minutes after that, you eventually come into view of really just a large village that is set up on sort of the mountainside up here. And it is a walled city, so they have palisades. They don't have like a proper stone wall or anything like that. But you watch as the column continues to move ahead of you guys. Eventually, the gates of the palisade open, and the 15 or so guards that are kind of stationed on the wall with their lanterns looking out towards you guys kind of wave as you come in. And there's a hustle and bustle of a crowd moving about back and forth between various different buildings. You can hear the sound of boisterous laughter coming from a few establishments that appear to be taverns of some sort. And
Look for a tavern.
Do we plan on looking for lodging here since it's getting dark,
Yeah.
my friends?
Lodging.
And maybe some food?
Yeah.
that usually goes together. So
So there's a tavern on the main thoroughfare. The tavern, it has a sign that says the Widowed Pig, and there's quite a bit of laughter coming from it, and general warmth of a fireplace can be seen from the glass windows on the outside.
My fair sir, would it be appropriate for us to hunt if we wanted to hunt out here in the area? Or is that a no-no?
You may have some trouble at night. The goats tend to be rather sparse in this portion of the mountains when the sun goes down, but you have free reign to try.
Garen looks over at Desh. Did you hear that, Desh? You can go hunting if you like.
Travel. I'm not focused on hunting right now.
Where is fair lodging, my dear sir?
The patrol that's still kind of walking into town, it kind of just motions over to the closest tavern and the Widowed Pig and says, well, you can certainly stay there, or you can stay in one of the other establishments further into town.
For a appearance group like us, what would you suggest?
He kind of pulls away from the patrol as the patrol continues moving on past the widowed pig and looks at all of you. They don't look any different than anyone I know, so.
What about this, my friend's creature, Nash? He's a big sort
Creature
of
of the
creature.
Sands. We've seen them from
Indeed.
time to time.
Ah, wonderful.
We have 2 in our stables.
May I buy one? Just kidding. Just
You
kidding.
have to speak to the fool.
Indeed, the fool.
The fool.
No, yes, indeed. I will.
Is Thule the leader of your people?
No, the fool is a nobleman.
He's the leader of the Nash's kind.
Okay, I start heading for the tavern.
All right, you head for the tavern. Fantastic.
I was gonna say, come
I'm
on.
gonna
guys.
follow Sasha.
What do we
alert.
have? What do we get? I'm sorry, I forgot what we got. Whether they're ponies, horses, I forgot what we got.
I have my
I have a
goat. You
horse,
guys got.
a donkey. You have a
We
horse.
have Nash,
Yes,
we have
Nash.
Goat, and we have the
a
two horses.
It's
giant
like a
goat.
traveling menagerie.
Wow. Okay, so we're riding on horses. We got a donkey and 2 goats. Okay.
No,
No,
one
yeah.
giant. Yeah, one giant goat,
2 horses, a random mule, and Nash.
mule, and Nash.
We better go to the stables and put up in our animals.
I'm gonna go inside and inquire about rooms and stabling for the animals and how much it would cost for us to stay the night and for all of our animals to be fed and for us to have dinner.
Okay, so you go inside of the widowed pig.
Senna went with her.
Oh, okay, good to know. As the 2 of you head inside, you can see it's a very cozy environment. It's maybe, I'd say, 60 foot by 120 feet in total is the room length that you guys walk into. There's quite a few tables that are filled to the brim with people who are talking about and drinking. You go to the bar that you see in the back of the establishment. There are a bit of stairs that lead up next to the bar, and behind the bar is a half-orc individual. Kind of greets you, and you rattle off all that, and he goes, maybe about 2 silver.
For everything?
2 silver.
Okay. Are you the owner of the establishment?
No, I'm the barkeep.
You're the barkeep. Okay. That's it? 2 silver for everything?
What are you asking?
Okay. I pay him the 2
Out
silver.
of character, you sure?
Yes, 2 silver.
Did you?
Okay, I pay him the 2 silver for all of us.
Okay. He takes the 2 silver, puts it in a pouch.
What are you getting?
I asked for rooms for all of us. I asked for stabling for our animals.
If you
food
said all
for
of
our
us, there's only
animals,
2
and
right in front of
dinner.
you. There's only 2 of you.
No, I would have told him how many of us there were.
2 silver.
He said it was only 2 silver. I asked him if he was sure. He said, yeah, it will only cost us
He
2
makes the
silver.
prices. He's not gonna just, oh wait, no, it's 2 silver and this. He knows his prices.
That's why he's like
You're
looking
trying to
around
haggle
like,
him.
am I talking to someone else?
All right, so
I
we're
paid him-
still outside. Dash and I are still outside.
Oh.
Out of character.
He knows we have a party of 4.
I mean, even if he didn't and it was 4 silver, we'd be okay. So, right?
Right.
But it's 2 silver.
We're not. Yeah, so there. Problem solved. 2 silver. Done and done.
All right, so I asked to get help stabling our animals, and I guess I get the key or whatever for our rooms.
Okay, you receive the keys for your rooms, and he says if you simply take your animals to the stable in the back.
Okay, that's where
Are any of the rooms on like the first floor? Or are they all like on the second floor?
No, they're all on the second floor. There is a room on the first floor, but it's a commons room. So if you want to stay in the commons room, you can. That's free.
I'm also just seeing if
Anybody
like
come out to tell us?
No, I'm coming out to give us everybody their keys and everything, and
Is there a place to eat inside?
yes, I've already paid for dinner for us and for our animals. We just need to take our animals around to the stables.
Do you need help, Dash, or do you want someone to go with you to take all these animals back there? Do we all need to go?
I think we can. Okay.
if you all want, you can go. Otherwise, I can handle animal because I can
Okay.
talk to animals.
Right, indeed. I will go inside and I'll check for a place to eat. Is there a place to
there's
eat inside?
kitchens, and if you inquire about food, he says, "Are you with the Inquisitive one?"
With the tall one? Huh? I'm with the tall one, and that other one with the mask on.
The Inquisitive
Yes.
one, yeah. Okay. Shibule or Kakra?
Oh, I don't understand what you just said.
Shibule or Kakra? What do you want to eat?
Explain which is which, please.
Shibule is the sausage, the grits, the baked potato.
Ooh, that sounds good. And what about what's kakura?
Kakra is the fried pig intestines. The
I will take both. They were all good. Thank you,
Uh,
fine sir.
an additional copper for both.
Indeed, indeed. Here you go, my friend. My good friend.
Now, are you
Great.
sure it's just one cup?
I will go find a seat, and please fill me with all that food that you just had there. My friends shall follow in, and they will also ask for food.
Okay.
I don't think you eat it.
With how motivated by food alone Garen is, there's got to be like a chef subclass somewhere.
Well, they bring out your plate of shibule, and it's like fresh linked sausages. It's about 3 in a row. There's like the very fine grits with butter. There's baked potato with bacon bits spread over it, and there's a single like fresh croissant put on it. And then on kakra, it's just it's a large pile of fried pork intestine, as well as
Who brings it out?
these- an elven woman who's a half elven woman. I'm sorry, who's maybe in her 30s.
My fair lady, please, please tell the cook. This is just wonderful. I'm almost in heaven. Just the smell of it. Oh, this is. I start diving in.
See the first
Without
bite, it's
talking.
awful.
Okay. Around, by the way, the fried pig intestines is like a very, very thin, like decorated layer of caviar, and then it's slathered in gravy.
Caviar? What
Yeah.
the fuck mountain village is this?
And then it's like slathered with
Poop
this,
tubes and caviar.
this
Now you know why I just stopped in there and said, "Hey,
brown and
give me
yellow
it all."
gravy.
Oh,
Oh,
this is no good. I'm using both hands.
It just
napkins,
sounds
please. Many
appetizing.
napkins.
It's actually really good.
Oh.
It's really
Thank
good.
you. This is very good.
The
Thank you.
kakra is like very spicy, by the way.
You
It's
broke
like
her out too much. I had to leave.
the kakra is like the fried pork intestine is like I went to an Indian restaurant and I asked for spicy and I didn't know what I was walking into spicy. So and it's not actually fish caviar, it's lizard caviar.
Oh my
oh my
god.
god.
This is so good.
Oh my god.
Well,
All of
well,
it together in my mouth. It is so
Oh,
good.
It's really
I don't
good.
think
well,
to
while
eat
that
yet.
while that
I know I
horror
will
show
stop.
is going on inside, Desh is just outside in the
My friend,
standard
do you have a
talking
big
to animals.
Where is your
This way.
lavatory?
This
I
way.
will need it later.
No, there's an outhouse just by the stables.
Okay, I hope
Yeah.
you don't have any windows close by because it's gonna be bad.
Yeah,
I
Desh
have
is
the
just
sausages.
outside. Speech of the beast, and Desh is just this way to Wood Cave and gesturing all the animals like a flight director, just that way, that way.
I have the
You
sausages
give
and I
a
have
safety instructional, guide for the animals.
Oh,
Actually,
that
you
your
have to
emergency
have it
Made
exits are anywhere.
within your pin at all times.
Jeez.
Yes, remain your pin at all times. In the method of emergency, avoid any side that is not near a bunch of teeth. Speaking of which, is Nash the only carnivore creature in here? It looks like.
No, there's another Nash in there.
Okay. So they have meat to supply them. I was worried I'd have to it's all horses. I gotta go buy a haunch of beef to give them.
No, they have meat rations for stabled animals. It's totally normal here.
All right. Well, for the time being, I don't want to pat with Nash quite yet. So I'm gonna say I'm just gonna with Nash go up to one of the windows in the common area, knock on it, lean in there.
As you're heading out of the stables, you go past one of the last pin. And at first, when you came in, you thought it was empty. But as you go past it, you hear this low, and you look over. And you kind of have to lean over the edge of the gate of the pen, and you can see that there's a what they would call a raptor asleep in one of the pens.
Oh, wow.
This horse. All right, cool. I mean, if I did not have Nash, I would totally love to be just a kobold, a Bixter Raptor pack and heat, but I have Nash, who I personally feel is an upgrade to a Raptor. So
Yes, some would
But
agree. Some would argue no. But,
Does
you
Dash
never
come
know.
in to eat?
Yeah. That's a good question. Do you come in to eat?
like I said, I might get a drive-through through one of the common windows because I don't want to leave inside by himself. He gets
So
lonely.
which do you have?
I'd say in order of the sausage. I'm not interested in poop tubes. I don't want poop tubes, fish eggs, and rather unappetizing looking sauce colors.
I mean, either way, you're dealing with poop tubes because sausage, pig intestine.
Yeah, but the fact that it's not the intestines themselves that are the draw, it's what's inside them this time.
That's true. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I'll get my meal and I'll just kind of eat it on the back of Nash. Maybe I'll find a piece that is a little big and let him just get a quick snap of it.
What does Sasha and Senna have?
Sausage.
Sausage.
Okay.
No one's interested in the chitlins.
Cockroach.
I
You should
have
try the
some-
shitlins. They're very good.
No, this is very filling. I'm good. Thank you.
I'm good. So
So
good.
much nutrition in these shitlins.
By the way, the gravy of the kakra, for those of you who sit at the table, it has that. When you lean in and you smell spicy wings, for instance, and you have that slight nasal clearing of spice that hits your nose, that wafts off of the gravy like a wave. Just sitting normally in your chair, it wafts towards you occasionally, and your nasal passageways clear up very briefly.
Ah.
Got all this fresh air in my Nash drive-through.
Oh
And you can
boy,
see it's
oh.
on quite a few tables.
My fair lady, any pastries, please? And some ale.
She comes over. Pastries. I could maybe get you a chocolate eclair or baguette.
Oh, I don't know what those are. Chocolate baguette?
I'll try them. Could I also have some meat?
What kind?
What kind of meat do you have?
We have honey apple, and we have honey core, which is directly from the hive itself. We take a bit of the.
Okay, I'll try the honey core.
And what was the baguette?
The baguette.
Like
Yes.
bread,
That's
Garrett.
right.
Like a piece of bread.
Yeah.
Oh, what is a piece of bread?
I shall go get both.
Just bring him one of
for-
each.
Yes.
No, give me two of each,
Two,
please.
two of each. Okay, two of each for you.
Yes.
You would like?
I'll have the eclair.
Okay, Claire.
Eclair.
You, ma'am.
I'll have the eclair too. And do you have soft cider?
We do. Yes. Do you
I'll
have
have
a
a-
particular taste?
Whatever's the sweetest.
The grape. Okay.
Ale, please.
Okay. Do you have strength preference?
The less the better. Yes.
Okay. So she goes out. She goes ahead and gets you guys drinks. As before she gets back to your table with the drinks, she talks briefly to one of the other patrons, who nods his head and holds up a number of fingers. And she comes back over and she says, "The pastries will cost you 3 copper for the whole lot."
Oh my goodness, you're taking all of my money, but that's okay.
Okay.
I'm sitting in gold.
Yeah. So she takes the 3 copper and she goes over and she hands the 3 copper to the dude that she was talking to. He gets up, he leaves, and a few minutes later he comes back in with like a metal tray with some pastries on it and brings it, puts it in front of you guys. And he says, "Hello, hi, I'm the baker. I'm Johnson."
Oh, Johnson, did you cook this wonderful food also, or are you just a baker?
I'm the baker. I'm the local baker. So
Well, I need to try your bakeries.
very well. Please do come by during our normal operating hours. Of course, we open very early in the morning, usually around sun up, and I'm there most of the day.
Wonderful. My nose will get me there.
Fantastic. And he goes ahead and gives each of you the pastry that you ordered. Takes the
Thank
tray,
you.
goes back to his shop, puts it away, comes back, goes back to his card game. He's eating the cockroach too.
Oh my. Okay.
This is wonderful.
I just stare around the room and see what I can see.
Okay. Give me an investigation. Okay. So you are consumed by a world of people who remind you of Faerun. They are sitting about, enjoying the fire, eating, drinking, playing liar's dice, a few card games you don't recognize, some you do, going about their lives. And you're kind of wrapped up in the peacefulness of it.
What are you doing, Sasha? This is beautiful food in front of you. You're looking around the room. You're working. What are you doing?
I was just absorbing the atmosphere.
Do you want me to absorb for you?
I take a bite of my eclair and I say, "No, I'm good. Thanks."
Well, I'm looking around and I see.
You see much of the same, but you also pick up on one of the members of the patrol that you ran into, one of the bowmen, comes in, kind of sits down and talks to a number of other slightly rougher looking individuals. And you notice that during their conversation, he holds up a broken pendant.
A broken what?
A broken pendant.
Yeah, I still get it. A broken piglet.
A broken
Pendant.
pendant.
Pendant. Thank you. I will get up from finishing my food, walk over to her. She knows me, right? Because she was one of the people that let us in.
Yeah.
He was one. Excuse me, my fair sir. I recall that I have seen you guiding us into this fair city of yours.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. I asked before if I could find a bow. Would you happen to know where I might find a shop to buy weapons in this fair city of yours on the morrow?
You can speak to Adela. She
Adela.
runs the weapon shop. It will be open when sunup comes.
Sunup, wonderful. And the stables where I saw those big giant animals like a rep, the like the ones we had, like Nesh. I heard that the nobleman is in charge of those. Do you know that if they sell them there?
I do not know if Thule sells his animals, but you can certainly go and talk to him.
You know of anyone who sells big animals like that, of such size?
LeBlanc. The
LeBlanc.
half-orc woman. She's
Half-orc
at the,
woman.
She's at the ranch.
At the ranch. I'm sorry, repeating everything you say. At sun morning rise?
I would assume so, unless you want an axe to the face.
Hmm.
She's got a bit of a temper. Don't repeat what she says.
I will not. I appreciate you. Oh, that's a beautiful pendant you have there. It's broken, huh?
Got it one
Does it-
off of one of the undead.
Does it look like the one I have?
It looks exactly like the one you have. It's just horribly broken. It looks like it was damaged by what appears to be acid.
By the way, it should have been an hour by now, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I tried to tune to it. Is there any feeling that I get from it?
So with that pendant, you will get a temporary +1 to your Constitution.
Ooh, +1 Constitution. Is that my stat or is that my?
Your stat, not your bonus. So if you were close to getting a bonus upgrade, you'll go ahead and get that. If not, you just got a +1.
So you said that's a temp 1 plus con, right?
Yeah. So if you take off the necklace and unattune to it, then you'll go back to your normal con. But as long as you have on the necklace, your con is raised by 1. You also know that if you die with the necklace on, you will be raised back.
I'll be raised back. Nice. All right. And then I will say, wonderful pendant. Okay. Well, I shall see you. Thank you for the information, my fair sirs. Enjoy your evening. Wonderful food here, by the way, as I'm walking away.
Raised back
I
is
go
an
to-
undead, I should be clear.
Yeah, I heard that part. I go back to the table and I say, hey, the pendant. And then I tell them what you just told me.
Okay.
And I tell that to, of course, Senna and Sasha that are sitting at the table because Nash is at the drive-thru.
I imagine Nash was kind of like leaning up against the wall of the building with the window
I
open.
imagine there might be like a random box I could be standing on.
Sure, yeah. You pulled a box from the stable to put it next to it. It's one
But
that
I'm gonna say-
the guy normally uses to brush the horses that are really big, the war horses and creatures
All right,
like
so
Nash.
if I'm going to tell them quietly so no one else hears me, and then I'll go over where his box is, where I can probably see him. You're saying? I think that's what you're telling. I'll go over there and tell Nash about the pendant.
Nash just stares at you and does not care.
Yeah, Desh. I will tell Desh.
Okay, Desh will grasp what you're saying and nod in affirmation. He understands you.
And then he will go back and ask Senna and Sasha, what do you think? You think I should take it off or hold on to it?
I mean,
I haven't died yet.
want to be undead?
No, but I haven't died yet. Not like, Sasha. And
I mean, that's up to you. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your afterlife, but I don't think I would personally want to live forever and be undead. The Garen number 2 didn't paint such a nice picture of that. So
Wasn't the best salesman of the idea.
well, I thought he was quite intellectual and a very humble spirit, and he had a very nice host about himself. And he didn't need to eat or sleep. Yeah, I'm gonna miss eating. That's a tough one now that you mentioned the eating part.
A one
maybe
deal
you
breaker.
can still eat when you're undead. It probably
You can.
just falls right out.
Yeah,
Well,
goes
it
through
depends
you.
on how
You
you
don't
die.
taste anything.
Yeah, no tongue, no tongue to taste anything. Oh, this is so hard.
I'll
I-
promise to do my best not to let you die.
Well, okay.
But if he does die, then he enters undead logic, where healing kills him, and
I've
poison
got-
heals him.
I've got necromantic or necrotic damage spells I can heal you with. Toll the Dead. There you go.
Oh, sweet. It's looking better now.
I just don't.
That's
think
a
it's good
cantrip.
idea.
Oh my
It
gosh.
is. It is.
That's a great idea. We need to put these on and kill 3 of them.
When I played a Goblin Artificer,
Unlimited
I
healing.
love the fact that I love the fact that my Goblin Artificer I could heal my fucking Mecha Panther because I could just cast Mending on it over and over again to keep it going.
Well, thank you very much,
And this
Jenna.
is
That
how
was
she
wonderful
became
advice.
a bard, cleric, necromancer.
Romance.
Wow. No thanks.
Bard, cleric, necromancer. That would be the weirdest multi-class.
Not to mention the fact
You know, charisma, wisdom, intelligence.
if you die and you get
She has no con, no dex, and no strength, but
you become one of those and you don't have control over yourself and you don't end up coming back with a personality because like he said, you know, from his conversation with Senna, he is a higher officer, and when the other guys came back, they didn't have the same symbol. They came out back as just drones. So you would be a drone.
Jenna said she would heal me. You're telling me in this in character, right? I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. Okay, wonderful. In character, you're telling
You
me
would
this.
be
And
drone.
Senna said she would heal me 100 times, and I would come back like normal.
No, you'd come back stupid, but sure.
You think that'd be a
That
difference from what
definitely
I am
sounds
now?
like a dwarf. That character is typecast dwarf.
I mean, I have a list of many characters. Why not make just a red necromancer?
Yes. Red necromancer. Redneck.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
All the skeletons are just working on the farm, and he's got just zombies that are bloated with moonshine. They explode. Anyway, we are very off course.
Want some apple pie? It's my special blend.
I'm going to go down my mead after I finish my eclairs and go to bed.
Comes with a little piece of honeycomb in it.
By the way, just for the funs of it, I'm gonna try to take it off.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay. You take it off, no issue. You don't notice that you had to make a save. I should say that.
Doesn't he have to unattune to it to get rid of it?
No.
No.
He's taking it off. After a few minutes, it'll just unattune automatically.
Okay.
Yeah, unless it's cursed. Meanwhile, Desh is gonna
I'm
finish his
gonna
plate.
place it in my
give
pocket.
to-
Because
Desh
this
finishes
I do
his
not
plate,
know, right?
handing it over.
No, you don't know.
Mr. GM, is this something I need to roll to find out? After I leave it off for a few minutes, sitting there.
Oh,
with,
no, you would know that.
context?
You'd know how attuned
Bartender?
items work.
Okay, okay.
You'd
So
finish
yeah,
your plate.
Desh is
and do
handing
it.
over his plate, and I'm going to crash in Nash's stall.
Okay.
Why even bother getting your room?
I'm surprised you not picked up on this by now.
He slept in the stables in Senna's house. Alright. So, the night passes. Does anyone decide to take watches in their room?
No, I locked the door.
Okay.
Dash will probably, like, quote unquote, take watch with Nash. I watch half the night, he watched the other half of the night.
Okay. Great.
I go to my room and I'm going to put a chair up against the door after I lock it and put some making noise things around the chair and the windows, things like that. Just like a little trap to make noise.
Go ahead and give me
I
a
also put
dexterity
a
check
chair
with
up
that,
under
then,
the
with the traps. Not a matter of if
Then
you
I'm
can
gonna-
do it, it's just how long.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna sleep under the bed.
Nope, I don't do well.
Okay.
I got my
Sasha,
my
you're just
bed
putting a
pack
chair
and
in
thing.
front of the door. It takes you like 5 seconds. This is specifically
Yeah, I
for
caught that.
Garen to do a dexterity for putting up the sound traps to see how long it takes him to make them and
Okay,
then
you
put
want-
them up.
Okay, you want me to roll
Yeah.
dex save or?
No. Just do. Let me go into your character sheet.
Acrobatics, is that cool?
Sure, that'll do. Acrobatics. Yeah, all right, fantastic. So it takes you about 5 minutes to get a bit of string and loop that through. The odd jingly bit here or there. You essentially take like the traveling utensils and maybe a bell or two that you have and put them on the strings and tie them up so that they'll make noise if the door's open or if the window opens.
And I will put my backpack in the bed, put the blankets over it like it's me, being a small person that I am.
Mhm.
And then, like I said, fold out my regular pillow and blankets under the bed and sleep there.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm doing that, but I'm doing it.
The morning eventually comes. Peacefully. Nothing major transpires in the stables, despite learning the interesting gastrointestinal smells of different creatures. But besides that, peaceful night.
I'm gonna wake up, open up my window, make all the noise that it's making.
Okay. Each of you gets at your doors.
Hello.
Open my door.
You just see the elven woman that served you food last night is walking down the hall, knocking on everyone's door.
She like
Okay.
the wake up call.
That's what you kind of assume.
I wash my face and get ready. Pack up.
But as
Go get
you guys
breakfast.
head downstairs to possibly attain breakfast, you come up to the bartender, who's a new one. It's instead this time it is a drow male, early hundreds, who's sitting behind the bar and kind of just relaxing, and you can smell like a very heavy scent of a mix of different breakfast foods that you think you're used to, wafting from the kitchens behind him. And he goes, what do you want? I got Natal, Vidak, Shusta.
I don't know what any of those mean. Could you describe them?
As long as the shoes doesn't come with shoes, I'm alright.
No, Shusta is scrambled egg, cheese, 2 strips of bacon.
I'll take it all. Give me all 3 of the Schuster, the Beasta, the Weista, whatever you said.
All right.
Village at a house and home he is.
Okay. So he takes that. He takes everything. You watch as they give him
I take anything that sounds normal.
completely normal breakfasts, each and every one of them. But they hand them over to Garen.
Oh, this is to go good. You guys are missing out.
I take one of the normal ones.
Sana,
I
you
point to
gonna
which
eat?
one I'm gonna get.
So you get Shusta.
Is there like a carbohydrate based breakfast, like a French toast or a pancake or a waffle?
They have available. There is a French toast one, and but there's also so there are 2 actually ones that include French toast. There's one that's heavily French toast, and then there's one that has like two slices of French toast along with like bacon and eggs and other things. But the one that's heavily French toast is like 4 slices of French toast, powdered sugar, strawberries and banana shaving or banana slices of banana, lots of syrup, and then the other one is just
I'll go for the full French toast.
okay.
Are you vegetarian?
Is this like a walled mountain town, or is this like a little like hut mountain town?
This is a walled mountain. They have a palisade that goes around their
They
town.
have this explains why they have so much good shit, and they're just like a little mountain town that they actually have established like this.
They're a rather large mountain town. It's not a very small mountain town. It's not just like 30 houses in a palisade. It's maybe about 60 or 70 houses that go down the backside of the mountain into the valley, and then it's just a palisade that surrounds all of it.
Got it. That
Do they
explains.
have
My
the
dear
equivalent
friend.
of coffee?
I do not know what coffee is.
It's like grains of black stuff that makes it like liquidy and wakes you up real fast.
Sumar?
Grains of beans all smashed, and then you put water in them, and then it makes it look black. And
Sumar is gray, but not black, but it does wake you up.
bring some of that
Okay.
for her.
So he brings you out a mug of Sumar.
By the way, is there any bards that sing here in the area? I need some music to pep me up.
I'm a bard.
Oh yes, Senna, sing us a song.
A breakfast song.
Indeed.
Okay, I'll sing a little breakfast song about
Okay.
breakfast.
Fantastic. But if you do you partake in their version of coffee?
I do.
Okay, it tastes like coffee, but it's like lighter. How do I explain this? So
Coffee with milk.
it's basically coffee with milk without any milk added to it, and it's very sweet without any sugar.
Ooh, can I have some of that?
Sure, absolutely. But essentially, what it is it's these very very small local nuts, and maybe about 30 of them are crushed down into a paste and then brewed, and then the brew is then poured into a cup so that you don't get any of the paste in it, and then that's what's served.
Okay, cool.
Senna, you should try some of this sweet coffee. It comes from a long ways of mountains, and it does this and that.
Not really a
I'm
big
drinking
coffee
it
drinker.
now.
Well, it's not like coffee. It's more like
It's more like
Sweet.
a caramel macchiato. A little bit sweeter than a caramel macchiato and doesn't have the caramel taste, but
All right.
yeah. You see the drow? He just talked you into it.
Oh, it's just a macchiato.
Are you a drow?
basically it's just a macchiato, but from nuts.
Fair sir, you look like a drow.
I am a drow. You have a problem?
No, it's just that you're such a nice gentleman, man.
I'm half
drow.
drow. What are you trying to say?
What,
Oh, I say yes.
Your
that's
friend
right,
is
you're
half.
drow.
what statement are you
Ah.
trying to make, young man, huh?
Yes. I need to be more
Don't mind
awake.
him.
More music, my friend. More
Just
music.
ignore him.
Working down the list. Started with being assholes about kobolds, being assholes about drow. Next thing you know, asshole about the Fae, and you'll cover the whole
I
party.
didn't say nothing that was meant to be carrying you mean names like that. All I
need
said
to
was you as drow.
with the worms that I
Wow.
brought with
And
me.
I get bad names thrown at me. Wow.
What was that?
And I need to feed the small group of worms that I have with me.
Okay. How many did you bring with you?
I only brought 20 with me.
Okay. So you go ahead and feed them. Let's see. Go ahead and roll me 1d. It'll be 1d20 to see how much they've poofed out in population, and then add that directly to your population.
See, I don't got to worry about this because all of my worms died in my near-death experience.
Yes.
I like to think they gave their lives so that I could live. I was their god. They sacrificed for me.
Well,
Do I have to? Do I have to roll for the ones at home in the farm?
I do that. And you don't
Okay.
even know about those until you get back home.
Garen
Okay.
is going to go out. Well, of course, he's going to tell everyone with him in the area. I'm not sure where Dash is. Is he still out there?
Yeah, I'm still probably out tending to the animals and whatnot.
Okay. And so I'm going to go shopping for that bow.
Okay. So you go out, and it's very easy to find. You go. So most of the town has these stone carved steps that go from where you are on the main thoroughfare of the town, which is basically that road that you came up on, goes straight across the mountain and then eventually curves on the other side of the peak back down. But on the time that it's straight across the mountain, there are maybe about 15 homes that run along it on either side of the street. And the edge of the palisade, of course, is there, including the two gatehouses. And smack dead in the middle, at the T intersection of the center of town, is the shop that you're looking for.
Anybody follow? Or are they all still at the inn tavern?
I'm at the tavern.
If you want company, I'll come with you.
Okay, so I'll go in and look around.
She has a number of basic weapons and bows are available. I'm getting more echo from Sapmama.
Anything magical?
No.
Like no +1s or anything like that?
All fine craftsmanship. Some of them look masterwork, but
Some of
You'd
them
have
look
to
math.
yeah, masterwork comes with a +1, but you'd have to ask. Or
Okay.
you could just look at them and be like, okay, this looks fairly better than my standard bow. This might be masterwork. Is this masterwork? Yes? No? Okay.
All right, so Senna's with me, so I'll ask Senna. Because she's a paladin, right?
No,
A bard paladin?
Bard.
I'm a bard cleric. I only have one level of cleric though, so not that good at the clericing. I don't know anything about bows.
Is this bow magic?
No, none of the bows here are magic. We have masterwork is the highest quality we have here. And those are the
And-
bows in the back row.
Magic
And
bows
those
aren't a
masterwork.
thing.
What do they do, the masterwork? Besides being like masterwork.
Control.
They're usually better than your average bow. They've been made by our finest craftsmen. Out of character. They're all +1, but normal.
I will take one. My fair lady.
Very well. So you'll have to pay 15 gold extra for one of the masterwork bows.
Senna, do you got any money?
Mm-hmm.
That's why you wanted somebody to come.
How much are they?
It's 15 gold for this
No,
masterwork.
15 gold
50
extra on
gold
top.
more.
Yeah.
More than what?
So which bow do you want? What kind of bow?
This masterwork, the one that's really good.
Do you want a short bow? Do you want a crossbow? Do you want
No, a
hand
long one.
crossbow? Oh, a long bow. Okay. So
Yeah,
that's
they
15
do
gold,
more
there you go.
damage.
Long bow. That's not what I meant to do.
Good food goes for like 2 silver, so what, 15 gold,
this
5
one
silver?
is-
2 bronze.
Ah, shit. No, that's
Copper.
not the one. Here we go. So it is 65 gold pieces.
How about a trade? I got this beautiful pendant. Look at this wonderful, beautiful pendant I have in my hand. Look it's got a wonderful design on it. And guess what? It is magic, my dear lady. Very much magic. I tried it on and I attuned to it.
I
Yes.
do not know what you mean by the word attuned.
Attune means that you sit there for an hour and dwell upon it and look deep into its eyes and it stares back at you and it gives you magic strength and constitution so you will not throw up when you drink lots of beer. Much ale.
Perhaps I could exchange a portion of the price of the bow for this pendant.
Oh, this pendant is much more worth this what you speak. Yes. Tell her, my friend Senna. You have the better. Yes, talking.
I mean, it's a nice pendant. It'll give you a little bit of extra, like, hardiness. Is this
I do not know how a pendant is supposed to do this, but I will take your word.
is this just a weapon shop, or do they also have armor or clothing?
They have leather armors.
Okay.
And they do have some basic clothing.
I also have, in case you're interested in a trade, this set of wonderful warm bear clothing that I don't seem to need anymore.
You remember?
Could you take a little bit more off the price and trade for this? I'm
Now that's a
tall.
good trade. Yeah.
It's really big.
And for the two, I will take those two, and you can have the bow.
That sounds great.
Fine deal. Fine deal.
Okay. So she takes the clothing and she takes the pendant. You get a bow,
Thank-
masterwork.
Wonderful. Thank you.
You feel if you had gone to someone who knew more about magic, you might have just been cheated there. All right. Is that all I can help you with, or would you like something else?
Do you have any masterwork armor?
Almost everything we have armor-wise is masterwork, yeah.
How about metal?
Metal, you'll have to go to the smithy. That is at the... how to explain? Go down the hill, about 7 buildings, and then make a right. And on the 3rd building in the 7th row, the smithy is there. Look for the black smoke.
Santa, do you want to go there?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. You two walk down the perfectly carved steps, stone steps that go down into the large town itself, and eventually make your way to the smithy shop, where you can easily hear the sound of roosters and watch a few of them, roosters and hens, and watch a few of them running around in front of the smithy in the muck, just as you come into the open back shed of the smithy, where you can see he's working away at an open forge. That's a human, by the way. Male, late 20s. Yes?
Yes, my dear sir, my friend here is looking for some metalwork armor.
Vinishikalava?
Yes, Imishibekalava.
What?
Yes,
No.
Imishibekalava.
Vinishikalava.
Yes, Imishibekalava.
Zunak?
Dona.
Anybody here speak common?
Takwa. And he
Indeed, Takwa.
puts down his
Or
tools.
celestial or elvish?
Goes into the workshop, and you hear some words exchanged in the language that you don't
By the way,
understand.
Santa, what does Takwa mean?
I don't know. I don't even know what language he's speaking.
Imishikalava?
He watches a halfling runs out of the shop and goes down the street. Je vais te couvre! And way off in the distance, Masika! And you see See a tall human, dark-skinned male, making his way up the stairs about 3 houses down, and eventually he makes his way up to you guys, and he goes, "Yes, how can I help you?"
Monsieur Calava?
Yes. What kind of armor would you like?
Metalworks, my fine sir.
Everything here is metalwork.
You see, I have this just sort of worn and standard breastplate here. Do you have anything a little nicer? Something that might give me a little bit more protection?
J'y vais t'en avoir glacement. Bouche la protection.
À quoi?
Fusbra.
À quoi? À quoi?
He turns back to you. We've got some full plate masterwork that you can work with if you're
Wonderful.
other than that, you'd have to talk to Genevieve. She's in the Mountain Forge, but she can get you armor of the mountains.
How about
Armor of the
a
mountain.
shield? Any nice
we can
shields?
get
That
you,
might be an upgrade from this
yeah.
one.
We can get you a number of different shields if you want. Tower shields included. You name it, we can get that kind of shield.
What kind of language was Monsieur Calava speaking?
Jime Shekwaleva.
Monsieur Calava.
That's local Tenuvian.
I'm sorry,
So-
local comedian?
Tenuvian.
Canubian. Okay, wonderful.
Tenuvian, like the Tenu.
Oh.
I don't think those words mean what you think they mean.
No,
What does that
surprisingly,
file mean?
they do actually. Because as she says, "Oh, roll me a history check."
Who?
Just like really
Senna.
formal halfling that no one knows anymore.
You've heard this language before in the train while you guys were in Tenno.
Ah.
It's not the standard language of the Tenno anymore, but it is Tenno.
Looks like we both remember.
Yeah, you both remember. You both remember being in the subway on the way back to the apartments, and you saw both a wall commercial, like one a banner strip on the top of the subway, and then you actually remember hearing an odd conversation off to your left-hand side at the front of a rail, one of the rail carts, of a language that sounded and read a little like this sounds.
Can I roll something to speak a little bit of it then?
Let me see here. What? That's not what I didn't want the compendium. I want Karen, character sheet. Let's go with a performance check.
Wonderful. Performance.
It goes about as well as all your other. Tenuvian has gone at this point.
Monsieur Calava. À quoi? À quoi? What does aqua mean?
Water. Aqua.
I need some aqua.
You have very rough Tenuvian. You must practice.
I
Anyways,
will. Thank you very much.
So, do you know what you would possibly want in the shield department?
Something smallish and light. I'm not
We could get you a
extremely
buckler.
strong. Buckler would be nice.
Zip. Buckler. Zera? Buckler. Okay. So. Let's see here. So they go in and they go ahead and get you a buckler. It says 5 parse, 5 gold.
Now, is this one of the masterwork
Yes.
shields?
Yes.
That
Ooh,
sounds
nice.
fair to me.
So it's just a buckler with +1.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Is there anything else that you need?
Senna, can you buy me one of those?
Yeah. Got another one?
Yeah. You know. And he goes inside and gets another one. Brings out.
Ms. Qualava Buckler.
What kind of armor do you want, buckler?
Aqua.
Water. So yeah, you get your. So you end up paying 10 gold in total, in order to get both the bucklers. And you guys are now strapped up with new armor.
I'm going to just donate my current shield to them. I don't want to carry it around, and I'm sure it's not worth anything, so maybe they can make
You say
something
that.
out of it.
I mean, you
your
strap
current
it to your
shield is just a
back,
wood
get an
one.
extra shield.
Right.
Okay. I guess I could.
Is your
I don't
current one a
want
wood
to.
one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you give it to them, and it's seen a little bit of wear and tear from, battles that you guys have had. But he says, see that? 7 silver is what we owe you. 1 minute. So they go in, and he pulls out a coin purse and hands you 7 silver.
While all that is going on, I will have left the tavern and found a temple to go pray.
Oof. Okay. Make me a religion check.
So that was just a shield +1.
It's a
character?
buckler +1. Yeah. Okay. So, you go around and you look for a temple. Eventually you do find one. It does not look like your traditional temple. In fact, it looks like a brothel with a bunch of religious symbols.
Well, I actually ask around and find out, is this the only temple in the town?
Well, do you speak to Nuvia?
I speak halfling.
Nope. So, you go into town, you find this temple, and you notice, in passing conversations, people are talking less and less common. And as you go to ask someone about this temple, you immediately get Sakale Vimura.
I'm assuming that means go away.
Make an insight check. They eagerly await your reply. Reply, not apply.
They eagerly await my reply. I'm looking for somewhere to pray. To a god.
Nakweb. I'm not stupid. No, it's not the only temple. Zikale.
I don't understand.
Zikale. And you watch as the woman points further down the street. And you look where she's pointing. And there's like another building that she's pointing to.
Okay, I head towards that building.
Okay. You head towards that building.
Is that a temple?
Doesn't look like a normal temple, but it's a building, and there's like symbols that look like they may be religious. Roughly.
I go and find some natural space And I go pray to Saren Ray.
Okay. It takes you a while. But eventually you do find some natural space.
Okay. I do a full prayer ritual to Saren Ray.
Ooh. How much does Sasha know about the prayer rituals in ceremony?
Only what she's seen as a child.
Did you grow up with any practitioners?
She probably only saw what she saw in the temple as a child.
Okay.
She would have been a worshiper of Saren Ray.
Okay. So you would know. All right. So you go ahead and you're gonna have to go to a general store and you pay about 4 copper in getting a few items, so you can go ahead and do a full ritual and prayer, and you go back to your spot. You lay a few things out. You sit down, you get your prayers. You go through the ritual, and roll me a religion check with advantage.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh. Wow. Today's just not my day.
All right. You do your thing. Eventually, the time comes. The ritual ends.
Great. And I go back to the hotel to meet up with everybody else.
What is that?
Frustrated because I feel like she didn't hear me.
Okay. What's Desh been doing?
Dash has just been doing best maintenance, making sure all the party animals are fed, make sure Nash has a good breakfast, using his old beast speech ability just to check on them, make sure the road hasn't been too hard, anything on there, just touching base with the people who are carrying our asses everywhere.
Okay. You talk to the goat.
Yeah, I'll talk to the goat.
Sure.
Talk to the goat, talk to the horses, talk to the mule, talk to Nash, talk to them all.
So you go to talk to the goat, and as you're checking in up on him, he goes, "What's up, man? How you doing? Good to see ya. You snore."
Yes, I told that. Apologies.
Nah, it's cool. I snore too.
Ah, I see. Good. Have you been fine on journey out of city?
I've been
Even
great. I'm doing good.
Go to still upbeat. Good. Anything needed beyond
Yo,
just
can you get me like candied apple?
indeed apple? I can try to find that.
Thank you. Thank you a lot.
I guess just Desh dots down candied apple, and I guess he'll go down the line. What treats do the horses want beyond wheat or whatever they're being fed?
You go down the line, and they're just like, "I'll take a normal apple. That'll be fine."
Apple.
Yeah. You get over to the mule. Is there like a sweet hay?
Sweet hay. I unsure, but can check.
I'll take that.
Okay. Aaron gets to bust out all his goofy animal voices.
That's about it.
Okay, so with those 4 taken care of, I go to Nash, see if he's got a specific meat in mind this morning. Let me see, a turkey guy, a beef guy.
Yeah, we'll take. Do you have any of that leftover cockra?
I can get some. It seemed Garen liked it. I can get a plate.
We could always cut open Garen.
It is always option. It is one of the last options on list if things get very, very bad. But
Things can get rough in the mountains.
yes, as apparently my mount is plotting Garen's demise.
I mean,
But I guess with that, I would go out, look for candied apples, regular apples, see if they have sweet hay, and then
Nope.
a plate. All right. Well, I'd get like all that stuff, and I'd return there, deliver it, candied apple to the goats, apples to the horses, plate of kakura for Nash, and checking out the mule, the poor mule who is only here because Sasha is convinced she's gonna have to kill him at some point.
You get the sweet hay.
I did ask, but none of
Honey
the other
and hay would probably work.
well,
Out of character.
and unsure if any hay by itself grows sweet, but there are sweet things. There is sweet powder. There is a sweet goo. I could
Ooh, what's good?
rub hay.
Let's try that.
Okay, it's got the weird stoner mule. As I guess I would go and see if I can track down some honey,
Okay.
and then attempt to like line
Drizzle it
up
over
and just, like,
hay.
drizzle it over hay. I mean, he'll learn if he likes it or not.
Yeah.
You know, give it to the mule.
Munches on it a bit and it's just like, this is good.
Noted. Get honey and hay to make sweet hay for mule.
I've tried some of that, like, fermented one. Need more of that.
God, this mule drunk. Ah, boy. Alright, well, with I imagine the stable hand coming around for, like, the normal rations for the animal, all that. Desh would just spend the day, I guess, doing general maintenance. Check the hooves, make sure they're not bad from the road. Like, maybe if Nash's claws are getting a little long and gnarled, maybe trim them back a bit.
All right. And eventually, you all meet back at the Widowed Pig.
Senna, really quick, did you want to go up to those mountains to see that armorer lady that can get armor from the mountains? If we head that way, that would be a good idea, huh?
I mean, if we're going that way, fine. But it seemed like they didn't have anything ready made, is what I got the impression, and we don't really have time to wait for somebody to make armor.
Maybe if we come back this way, she could make it and have it ready.
Maybe.
Just a thought. Just a thought.
Would appreciate if we can hit the road tomorrow.
You want to hit the road tomorrow? Why not today?
I mean, we meet back at the pig like after the whole day has been spent, or is it like midday?
No, it's like 11 in the morning.
No, I meant okay. The way you were like, going down the list of people, it's like okay, you spend the day doing this, and then back at the pig at night. But if it's the middle of the day, then yeah, let's hit pretty soon here, quick.
Pretty soon here, quick.
Pretty soon here, quick, fast.
Now he's talking about like Desh without the accent.
All right. So you guys decide to go ahead and hit the road.
Wonderful.
Hit the road as. Sorry.
Well, as you all make your way through the town over to the other gatehouse that eventually watches the gatehouse opens to reveal the path that leads around the other side of the mountain and back down into the forest past the swamp. The credits suddenly roll as you hear the song Hit the Road, Jack, and Don't You Come Back No More, No More, No More, as that is the end of our session. We wanna thank you all so much for coming out. We greatly appreciate each and every one of you. I have been your DM, GM, storyteller, whatever you want to call me. The Forgotten Dreams, or Forgotten Dreams over on Trovo. And I am joined by these lovely, lovely people. So we have the lovely Ellen, Cyber Mama, Pablo, and Wade, all playing their individual characters, who are wonderful characters that you will meet next time on the Black Waves. And we hope to see you again. Adios!
Adios.